We are hitting now movies on TV, so you do not need to move from your sofa if your exercise regime is done and dusted for the year. Do not worry, we will keep you sorted 7 days a week. We're kicking off with Saturday, Bone Tomahawk, film for 11:05 p.m. Western.
It is. It's a Western with a bit of a shift, though. Did you see this when it came out, this one?
Yeah, but do you know what? It's not cemented in my mind.
Ooh, wow. Okay, I'm surprised. You may want to revisit then, because I thought this was absolutely tremendous. This was the first big film from S. Craig Zahler, writer-director who went on to do Brawl and Cell Block 99 and Dragged Across Concrete. Dragged Across Concrete was a bit of a letdown. This and Brawl and Cell Block 99 were amazing. Basically, you've got a Western. One of the women from the town is taken. Kurt Russell forms a posse to go out and retrieve her.
And his posse
consists of Matthew Fox and Patrick Wilson and Richard Jenkins.
This empty area is a mountain range. Forbidden territory has been for centuries. Somewhere in the northwestern part of it is a place my people call the Valley of the Starving Men. Troglodytes are said to live there.
That's days from here.
How many of them do you think there are? It won't matter. You have no chance against any number of them.
I'm riding out with Mr. O'Dwyer because there isn't a choice for either of us. Rest of you can stay.
You'll be killed.
It's a good old-fashioned kick-and-kill-'em Western, but with just a little extra spice, I will say. I don't want to ruin it for you. I will say, just this ain't for the faint-hearted.
So all I'd say is, I suppose if you're not a Western fan, I don't think I really am. Is it worth stretching yourself to watch this?
I think so, because once it throws the hammer down, as I like to say,
tomahawk down.
It throws the tomahawk down. This game, boy, do they go for it, and it ain't quite what you would expect. It really does subvert expectation. I loved it.
Okie dokie. So film for 11:05 p.m. on Saturday. That is Bone Tomahawk. Moving on to Sunday. Now I've just had to ask you
what this was.
I thought you haven't written down like the full, like Guardians of the Galaxy title or something like that, but no, I'm wrong. Rise of the Guardians, film for 2:50 p.m. What is this again?
This is also not to be confused with Guardians of the Tomb, the Kellen Lutz, Kelsey Grammer Chinese spider movie from a couple of years ago.
As if we could get this confused.
Yeah, we've got to get our Guardians in line. So this is Rise of the Guardians. It's an animated movie produced by Guillermo del Toro and featuring the voice talents of Chris Pine, Alec Baldwin and Jude Law, in which Jack Frost finds himself recruited to join the Guardians, a posse of sort of fairy tale or mythic characters who basically serve as the Avengers of the fairy tale and fantastical world and have to take on the darkness, as played, the boogeyman, literally the boogeyman, played by Jude Law. And this posse consists of Santa Claus, Alec Baldwin, the Easter Bunny, Hugh Jackman, the Sandman, the Tooth Fairy, and Jack Frost.
I'm not a Guardian.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Jack, I don't think you understand what it is we do. Each of those lights is a child.
A child who believes. And good or bad, naughty or nice, we protect them. Tooth, fingers out of mouth.
Oh, sorry. They're beautiful.
Okay, no more wishy-washy bitches out there doing who knows what.
You mean the boogeyman?
Yes.
What the hell?
It's really good.
What?
It's actually really good. Funnily enough, I was talking to Johnny Hearn about it the other day because he said, it's something we watch every Christmas. And I can see why. It is a lot of fun. Just absolutely do check it out. If this were in live action, it would have been amazing. It would have been huge.
I would love to have seen someone trying to pitching this movie to those actors and being like, you're going to play Santa Claus, you're the Easter Bunny, we're all Avengers.
Sorry, Santa, by the way, as played by Alec Baldwin, is Russian as well. I should mention that.
Of course he is, because, as if it couldn't get more ridiculous.
Yeah, of course. Speaking of ridiculous, though, Monday, we've not got a clip for this one, so Monday, Paramount Channel, 10 p.m, this is a ridiculous movie. DMX takes the door of a bank vault using a grenade launcher and a chain, literally chains a vault door to a rocket and fires it through a rocket launcher. It's amazing. It's Cradle to the Grave, in which DMX teams up with Jet Li to fight Mark Dacascos. It is as ludicrous as it sounds. It is literally...
Have you just given away the whole plot?
No, I gave away
Isn't that it?
No, that's about the first 5 minutes. I've not even gotten to how Michael Jace is in there, how Chi McBride runs the world from the world's greatest prison cell, or how there's actually an ATV chase, a quad bike chase, to the sound of X Gonna Give It To You. I mean, come on.
I do love that tune.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, moving on. Tuesday. You'll like.
Well,
this
just
one.
hang on, just recapping on that.
Yeah.
That's on Paramount at 10
That's
o'clock.
Paramount at 10, yeah.
Yeah, and you've just also had an insight into Van's personal life there because he was very passionate about that. Tuesday, Cherry Falls, the horror channel, 11 p.m. If you didn't know what it was, it's a horror because it's on the horror channel.
Well, there is that, but also, have you ever seen Cherry Falls?
No.
Oh my God, brace
This
yourself.
week,
Right.
for me, I think it's going to be
Yeah.
like a new awakening in movies. I'm just not sure how I feel about this.
You brace yourself for this. This is a real movie that exists.
We need video.
So-
My face is not. It's not.
About
impressed.
3 or 4 years after Screen came about, when the teen horror thing was in full swing, you know that cycle of the teen horror boom.
I do.
We got Cherry Falls in the year 2000. It
I have
starred.
seen the poster.
You will have. It stars Michael Biehn from the Terminator series. It stars Jay Moore, who used to be in movies. I remember him.
Yeah.
And it stars the late Brittany Murphy. As a teenager, this is how far back this was. A goth teenager, too. It takes place in a small town called Cherry Falls and sees a serial killer before the teens of the town. But his MO is he'll only kill virgins.
4 teenagers have been killed, a 5th viciously attacked.
All victims appeared to be virgins.
Everyone's decided to take themselves off the endangered species list and have sex.
I need to ask you a personal question about how far you've gone, base-wise. Can you go further?
Tell me about Laura Lee Sherman, tell me! That was 25 years ago.
Yes, the practical solution is let's all have an orgy and lose our virginity. That's literally where this goes. It is insane.
What? I was literally like, that is so selective.
It really is. I mean, it's a garbage film, but it's kind of fun garbage.
Okay.
So
it's
absolutely
early
watch it.
2000s.
Yeah, it's also
Garbage.
Yeah, it's also got a sequence in which the late Brittany Murphy tries to be kinky. That's just all sorts of brilliant cringe, like just worth seeing for that.
Are they are the girls wearing like oversized belts that don't have no purpose,
Did I-
impossible cowboy boots?
Did I or did I not say this was the year 2000?
Yeah.
Darling? Did I or did I
Yeah,
not?
I know, like the handkerchief tops and things like that.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm just reminiscing for my own purposes of my youth
Exactly.
here.
You know, the girl all the bad guys want.
Bring back those days.
Exactly. Speaking of bringing it back, then, one that we do bring back every time it's on because it's a classic. It's the one, the only.
Deepest bluest, my hat is like a shark's fin. Deepest bluest, my hat is like a shark's fin. Yeah, bluest, my hat is like a shark's fin. Deepest
Deep Blue Sea.
Oh yeah, I mean you gotta love it. I mean that LL track is just that's an all-timer. That might be my favourite movie theme tune ever. Deep Blue Sea. Scientists create sharks. They make them too intelligent, and they have to fight their way out of the lab. That's it.
I found that's always the issue when we're trying to,
Yeah,
genetically modify
yeah.
sharks.
Do you have this issue?
I
as well?
have this issue every time, and LL Cool J just never answers my calls.
Keep telling you, you've got to double check your figures.
I know.
Yeah, anyway.
So 5-star, 9 o'clock on Wednesday. I mean, this list is getting better and better as we go along.
Right, you've got to repeat what you asked me about our next film, which is Thursday night, film 4, 9 p.m. It's Snowpiercer. Bex, what was the question you asked me about Snowpiercer?
Is that the one with the trolls running down the mountain?
Yeah.
And he was like, no. And then I was like, is that, but the trolls, there is a film that came out at the same time as Snowpiercer with trolls. What's it called?
Troll Hunter. Yes, what is in a name arose by any other name. Snowpiercer is the film I voted the best film of the last decade. It is a film by Bong Joon-ho, who has Parasite in cinemas shortly, which is up for all sorts of awards. It stars Chris Evans, it stars John Hurt, it stars Tilda Swinton, Jamie Bell, Ewan Bremner, Ed Harris, Alison Pill, Octavia Spencer. I can go on and on and on this film. It is basically George Orwell on a train, and it is amazing.
As in the beginning, I belong to the front. You belong to the tail. When the foot seeks the place of the head, a sacred line is crossed. Know your place. Keep your place. Be a shoe.
And you know what's also amazing is that instead of watching this movie, I watched a movie with trolls running down a mountain.
It's honestly so good. This is its UK TV premiere, Thursday night, 9 p.m, film 4. However, it is available on UK Netflix as well. So if you want an alternative way to view it, I cannot recommend it highly enough. I think it's an absolutely amazing film. There is a TV adaptation coming out in a matter of months that will star Jennifer Connelly in the Tilda Swinton role.
I love Jennifer Connelly. Bring back the Labyrinth days.
However, unlike Tilda Swinton, Jennifer Connelly will not be doing the faux Maggie Thatcher thing, which is kind of what made it for me. So our last film.
And no trolls.
No trolls in this one,
right,
sorry.
just checking.
So what we got for our last film of the week, Miss Perfect?
Oh, we've got An Officer and a Gentleman.
Thought you'd like this.
Yeah, 5 select, 10 p.m. Oh.
Do you remember what Richard Gere's name is in this film?
No.
Zach Mayo.
What an interesting condiment.
Quite the conundrum and condiment. So Zach Mayo, he's the aspiring Air Force
do you know what?
recruit,
I don't even remember this. I just remember thinking how hot Richard Gere is, and I don't even know the plot line other than there's an officer and a gentleman. But he just is. He's gorgeous in this.
Well, that's it. He's the guy. He's the aspiring
the
aspiring recruit who wants to graduate through the elite training routine.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to have his dropout report, or his DOR, as it were, and he gets basically just tortured by his drill sergeant, played by Lou Gossett Jr. Yo, and of course it's got that amazing ending, that iconic ending that we all remember. That love lift us up where we.
Don't.
Yeah, I know.
The tears are forming.
I know, right? And of course, there's the whole element of his, the girls in the town, the townies, and how they try and entrap these naval men. I'll tell you what, it's all about that Lou Gossett Jr.
I want your DOR. I ain't gonna quit. Spell it. DOR. I ain't gonna quit. Yeah, then you can be free, and you and your daddy can get drunk and go hole chasing together, huh? No, sir. DOR. I ain't gonna quit. All right, then you can forget it. You're out. Don't you do it. Don't you. I got nowhere else to go. I got nowhere else to go.
I got no place else to go. Done so much better in Wayne's World, I'm not going to lie.
It really is, actually.
It really
yeah,
is.
it really is.
You're nothing. You're less than nothing. What's keeping you here?
Amazing.
So, yeah, that closes out the week for us, doesn't it? 5 select 10 p.m. on Friday. Finish your week with a bit of gear, ladies and gentlemen.